Jubilee present.
Not bad at all, Andy. Thanks very much. Well, joining me now is the historian and royal commentator, Kate Williams. Good to have you on the programme tonight. Kate, why is it so rare for the monarch to visit Downing Street?
Simply, the monarch hardly ever goes to Downing Street. The Queen has gone with David Cameron. He sent a social invitation this summer to dine with some of her prime ministers. But simply, it is the Queen, you go to the Queen. So really, once a week, David Cameron will have a meeting with the Queen, half an hour, 1 hour. But she never goes to cabinet meetings. She's never been to one. She reads the minutes, but she never actually attends. And the last monarch to do so in peacetime, her father did in wartime, George VI, in peacetime, is of course George III in 1781. So it's a long time since we've had a monarch in cabinet. Essentially, the idea is the business of government, the cabinet is about government, and the Queen is the head of state, and so should be apart from that.
Yes, so extraordinary visit then today. And we know, of course, she speaks, as you said, weekly with the Prime Minister, but she met a lot of other politicians today. Do you think she knows who they are?
She does know who they are. I mean, she mixes with them in social occasions. She meets quite a lot of heads of state at which they attend. So she's aware of who they are. And, you know, the Queen's quite a political woman. We don't know much about her political opinions, but they're coming more to the fore. I mean, obviously, we saw last week her suggesting that perhaps the banking regulator should have had more teeth, as she put it. So we're seeing more of her political views, and she knows a lot. And, you know, throughout history, you know, you look at what she says to the different prime ministers, and she does have a kind of intelligent viewpoint for them, and they often very much look forward to meeting her.
Well, I suppose she's had so many prime ministers now under
she's
her
had
reign,
12,
hasn't she?
exactly.
It's extraordinary.
She starts with Winston Churchill. So if you start off with Churchill, our great war leader, you're not going to be afraid of David Cameron, and most of the cabinet must seem rather young to her.
Do you think she enjoyed herself today?
She looks like she's enjoyed herself, making jokes, and I think, you know, she was only there for half an hour. It wasn't the full cabinet, it wasn't the full nitty-gritty. So, you know, obviously they'll be discussing questions about the recession next year and questions such as that, and they gave her these placemats and a
Do you think she liked those? I hope they were generous. I wonder how much they spent on it.
Well, obviously, initially, at the beginning of the year, Michael Gove and fellow ministers were suggesting she should receive a yacht this year. So it's a bit of a change, but I think that Her Majesty really wouldn't want a yacht. I think that'd be far too much. So placemats, very handy. And, you know, I don't tend to have 60 people at dinner, but possibly she does, so she needs them.
Kate Williams, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, after a great year for British sport, funding